it going, guys? Welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be recapping the 49ers Giants game last Sunday. So this is going to be short. Usually recaps I'm going to do more of analysis usually, but for now when we blow out the other team, I'm probably not going to have a long video, but if they blow us out or if it's a close game, then I'll probably talk more. But basically a perfect game by the Niners. Luckily, so we are, we had so many injuries at MetLife last week, and then now we're going back to MetLife a week later, and we had way less injuries. We only, not great, but we had Emmanuel Mosley and one other guy. Also, our long snapper had a really bad game. But there's one other guy that I'm forgetting. Comment down below. There's some other guy, major starter. Not major, but like a starter. There's Emmanuel Mosley. Oh yeah, and Jordan Reed. I think they Cal kind of sounded like it could be one of those ones that he could come back this Sunday, but it's not necessarily worth the risk. So, and he'll just be fully healthy in like a week or a week after, like 2 weeks, I guess. So just gonna look at so it's 36-9. The Giants basically, I'm actually looking at the thing right now. Yeah, so the Giants, they scored 0 in the first quarter, then they got 2 field goals, and then one field goal in the third quarter, and then they didn't score in the fourth. So basically, we were just really good in the red zone, and then their offense is just terrible, especially, I actually think Saquon wouldn't have made a big difference. I do think if Saquon was healthy, they would have been like, okay, we gotta run more, because they had a problem where they weren't running it enough. But I think they would have ran it more and maybe had one crazy juking Saquon touchdown, which, but that would have really only put them at 16. So it still would have been a blowout, I think. But unless he went completely off. But, probably not. So we got 36. So we got 2 field goals in the first quarter, then a touchdown and a field goal in the second, a touchdown in the third, and then a touchdown and 2 field goals in the fourth. So a lot of field goals, and we got lucky because when the first time the stamp got too messed up to kick, we got a penalty because they went off sides, and then the second time, the punter just ran off and had to throw it out, so that didn't go well. But that was just an extra point, so it didn't really matter. But yeah. So just to let's actually take a look at the some of the players. So Nick Mullins getting 414 yards in this game, which is actually. And not 400. It was 390. I think I'm looking at something that just says their total stats. But yeah, so Nick Mullins got 300, and this is first time the Giants have been 0-3 since 2017. So I think one thing I want to say is that us losing to the Cardinals, I don't even think mattered. The Cardinals just lost to the Lions. So either the Cardinals are really inconsistent, we're worse than the Lions, or even the Lions could be really inconsistent, or it's just that game is not what generally would have happened. It's actually kind of frustrating because if we had Debo, or I think if we had Debo week 1 against the Cardinals, we would have won, and if we had Kittle the whole game, it wouldn't have made a difference because you have Kittle, and then you have wide receivers. Everyone knows Kittle's the best receiver or tight end on our team, best player on our offense. So when we don't usually when we have Debo and Ayuk and Kittle, which hasn't happened yet, but last year was Debo, Emmanuel Sanders, and Kittle. It will be Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle, and then you would think. So teams think, oh yeah, Ayuk and Debo aren't that good. We can just double cover Kittle. They double cover Kittle, which leaves Debo and Ayuk wide open. So then they have to stop double covering Kittle, which makes Kittle have a good game. So it's hard to do it when you have 3 people that they can throw to. And then there's also Trent Taylor and then the receiving running backs. But like when you don't have Debo and Ayuk, it's really bad because then they could just double cover Kittle, and then the only receiving threat really we have is like Jerick McKinnon and maybe an occasional third downer to Kendrick Bourne, because Trent Taylor has not been consistent. But I kind of forgot he existed until this game. But yeah, so Raheem wasn't in, but pretty good stuff. Mullins had a perfect game. It wasn't like particularly great, but it was perfect. He looks like, if any team, needs a new starting quarterback and like versus like having someone completely ass, then he's a good choice. But I also think we have one of the best systems around him, and we just went against one of the worst defenses in the entire league. So it's actually hard to say. I would actually say if Jimmy was playing this game, I don't you never know. He could have thrown an interception, or he could have like completely missed a pass. But in general, Jimmy is better. But Nick had a perfect game. But that doesn't mean he's better. I don't trust Nick more in like a clutch situation. I'll actually probably be making a video with Nick Mullins. What would it take for him to take the starting job? So yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. I think we're good. One thing I'll say is that next week we're going against the Eagles. I'll probably preview that in a couple of days. And now we're looking at a 3-way tie for second place in the NFC West, which is only something that happens in the NFC West, probably. Yeah, I'm looking through the divisions. Doesn't happen, and it doesn't seem to happen at all. But yeah, so we're 3-way tie. When you look at a ranking, it will put Cardinals, Rams, Niners, and of course Seattle at top. And the reason it's in that order is because it goes so that first there's win-loss, and if they're all tied in win-loss, then it goes to the division record. No wait, it goes to first it's win-loss, and then it goes to common people you've played, which means like last year, both the Niners and the Packers went 13-3, but it happened that first it goes win-loss, and then it's like if you've played them. So if you play them twice, and then you won both of them, then you'll be ahead if you have a tied record. But then if you split, then it will go down to division record. Then it'll go down to common opponents. So common opponents would be like if the Niners and Packers are both 13-3, and they didn't play each other that year, but let's say they both faced let's say they both faced the Colts. And if the Packers beat the Colts and the Niners lost to the Colts, that would put the Packers above them. But there's like no common opponents so far, so this means that so the Arizona beat San Francisco, so it puts them above SF, and then they actually go above LA, because they have a better divisional record. Because in their we have had Niners and Cardinals has been the only divisional game in the NFC West for the whole year so far. So that means they have a 1-0 divisional record, while the Rams have 0-0, and the Niners have 0-0, 0-1, and then the Seattle 0-0. So yeah. So that's it. I'll do a mini preview. So we are going against the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. It's probably going to go really badly, and then everyone's going to see how bad the Eagles are doing, and then people are going to be like, tank for Trevor, and then that's going to happen. So I think we're going to beat the Eagles, and Nick Mullins is going to have a good game. Even some like Jimmy G haters are probably going to be like, hey, maybe you should replace Jimmy with Nick Mullins. And I'm like, let's see him in a close game first. And then we have Miami, which we should win. and then the Rams, and we have a really dumb gauntlet. That's a video I'm gonna make about our our gauntlet. But thanks for watching. Bye.